Oh, I didn't see your explanation.
Oh yeah,
Well,
it's
I'll
really
look.
easy.
I'll look.
Yeah, it's
You
really
didn't
easy.
use Zoom to do that?
I don't know what phone you have. I don't know what phone you have. But if you have the latest one, you literally just swipe down, and then you'll see a little dot to record, and then I mean it's so easy.
Oh. Screen mirroring? Is it screen mirroring?
No.
No.
Wait. Down at the bottom. See, there's a.
Oh, like a little record circle.
Like a circle, yeah.
That is so
tap
cool.
on it. Yeah, just tap on it, and it'll give you 3 seconds, and then you start recording. Then when you're done, you do it. You swipe it down again. You turn it off.
Karen, does yours have that? Because my sister told me about that the other day, and I don't have that either.
I can't even believe that I have that.
You do have it? Oh, cool.
I'm pretty sure I do. I just saw it. Okay, so I just learned something. I mean, there's lots to learn all the time from Melissa. So if you are watching like a Facebook Live or something, you can record that if you're on your phone. You just swipe down on your phone. I mean, this is an iPhone. I don't know about everything else. Swipe down, and it's the circle. Let's see, right here. Oops. See the circle down at the very bottom? So then you press that and it'll record whenever you're watching Facebook Live. So the other day, Felicia asked me for the video with Michelle and I Facebook Live doing the vitamins versus whole foods before the quarantine. That was like our last hurrah. And I'm like, oh, I don't see how I can send you that except for tagging you or commenting or sharing on Facebook. So I downloaded a program called Downy and sent it to her. But then Melissa sent me something in Facebook Live. I'm like, how did you do that? So now you guys know. And if that made no sense, you can go back and listen to the recording. We are streaming into Team Transformers. Okay, do we have Heather? There she is. All right, so Heather's gonna share her story today. Then we're gonna get into some compliance slides for you guys to learn from. And so anyway, I'm excited for you guys to learn. I think it's good information, and I love hearing all of your stories, so I'm excited for Heather to share. So go ahead, Heather. Thank you for agreeing.
Well, thank you for having us, or me today, me and Kelly and all of our team especially. So for those of you that don't know me, I am Heather Kinner. I am Kelly and Elena's sister-in-law. And so I just, again, thank you for having me today. But so basically my story begins when I was little. I grew up kind of thinking that being sick was just a normal part of my life. I was constantly sick. I was born with an abnormality which caused chronic kidney infections and bladder infections. And then in my early 20s, just burning the candle at both ends. I was working multiple jobs. I was suffering from daily headaches, frequent migraines, and then just simply being a young mom, trying to make ends meet. My husband and I kind of did things a little backwards. You know, I never really thought twice that there was nothing abnormal about that until Kelly shared an email with me one day on Juice Plus, and it was kind of funny because that's the joke between us, like, why she sent an email, I don't know, but you know, at first my husband and I were just, you know, naturally apprehensive because we thought we were healthy. We took a multivitamin, you know, we ate healthy, or so we thought. And, but just as a family, we were suffering from being sick way too often. And in that moment, I just really realized that we were desperate for just something that was convenient and simple. We really needed something, you know, to change, and we needed really whole food nutrition. So after being completely oblivious to the link between nutrition and disease, we began flooding our bodies with, you know, the Juice Plus capsules and the whole food shakes. And within a very short period of time, I personally was blown away by the experiences and the results that we were having. And now it's been almost 6 years. Actually, it has been 6 years. Where all of our taste preferences have changed. We're all craving more fruits and vegetables versus the typical junk foods that we were really desiring before. My hair, my skin, my nails, they're growing and just flourishing like crazy. And none of us really know what it's like to truly be sick anymore, which is really huge. I have yet to have a kidney infection or migraine since starting 6 years ago now. And so for me, that was just completely mind-blowing and eye-opening. since the doctors basically told me that I was going to have to be on a medication for the rest of my life that may or may not have helped at all. So, you know, as you can hear, this has really truly changed the face of our family's health. And so now, you know, like when the stress happens, you know, just life comes and sicknesses come, understanding that we're not bulletproof. I'm just extremely grateful for Juice Plus because it's really saved us in more ways than I can express. And understanding the key behind why fruits and vegetables are important to us is really what our family learned over, you know, this time frame. And just understanding that we were truly missing out on so much nutrition in the process. And so leading into my business story, part of that, as I was experiencing our health changes, mine came first actually, which was kind of ironic because I wanted to get Juice Plus for the kids, not really for mine. You know, I just naturally kind of immediately got excited, and I was just like, I'm going to tell everybody about this. Like, Kelly, tell me again, what is this again? And I'm just going to tell everybody about this. So I have done previous home-based business before, and I never really was successful or, you know, just passionate about that. Whereas with Juice Plus, I was naturally open to the idea of offsetting the cost of my family's products. And I very quickly became passionate about it. And that passion has grown exponentially because of the gift, you know, of course, that it has been for my family and myself, and then most of my most precious loved ones as well. And so I continued to feel so compelled to share this with, you know, just everyone I knew. So over time, you know, it's been such a rewarding thing to really be at the beginning of someone's health journey, but also having this to be a way to add to my family's income as well. Some of you may not know, but my husband's military. So just being a military wife on top of everything else, you know, it adds that extra stress, but not necessarily so much financially, but lately it has been kind of coming a little bit. So I am just really thankful that my paycheck, even though it's not necessary most of the time, it's a direct reflection of how many people I've helped over the years. And to me, that's what's most important. So, you know, when I think about that, I think about all the people, like I said, that I've helped and their immune systems and their kids. I've been able to help moms just really give them peace of mind. And as a mother myself, that peace of mind is something that just genuinely priceless. You know, and then of course the community is such a godsend. It's so amazing. It's really just helped me become a better wife, a better friend, a better mother, you know, because personal growth has been just really at the heart of it all. You know, and I've really been able to turn my passion into something that I never saw coming in the beginning. I really just wanted to sign up just to really offset our products for us and our, you know, our family. And that was kind of it. But now it's grown into something that I never saw coming. So I love that. And, you know, I love that my kids get to get to experience the legacy that I'm building for them as well.
Thank you so much, Heather. Oh my goodness. And did you feel her heart through that? You know, who wouldn't want to join her in this? So thank you so much, Heather. I appreciate it. My baby's crying. Oh, hi. Oh, that's a cute baby. So what did you guys see other people that maybe you've introduced the business to that maybe you need to go back to? You know, she thought she was already a healthy eater, things like that. So keep all that in mind, you know. And I don't know how many times, Heather, did she approach you about the product and business? I'm unmuting you. Oops, I thought
I'm not sure, honestly. It's hard to remember that.
Just once?
I think it might have been a couple of times because at the time I was involved in another company. So I was already just kind of closed-minded, and my husband is very frugal and just kind of, I guess, closed-minded away from that as well. And he's also very smart. He has a biology degree, and he just, well, honestly, as soon as she mentioned the research, that's what got his attention. But he was behind the scenes actually doing his research, and he didn't tell me. And so I just, you know, he's very adamant about, no, we don't need this, you know, kind of thing. And then the next thing I knew, we were talking to her, and he was like, okay, so tell me how this works. How do we get started? And I'm looking at him from across the room like, wait, what? you didn't tell me any of this. Like, how did we get here? So I was
good to get the husbands involved,
yes,
right?
yes. And it had to be his idea.
Yeah.
I was like, really?
Hey,
Sometimes the ladies are a little, reluctant because they want to hear the yes from the husband about the business all the time. Okay, so thank you. Our topic at the beginning of today is just the Federal Trade Commission and what we can and can't say and things like that. So in the chat, tell me what you already know, okay? Because I think it's good for us to visit what we already know that we can and can't say as far as guidelines, so that you are thinking already about it. Okay, so this should be like an active participation a little bit right now. What I already knew was, for us, if we're going to make claims, we either need to tie it to the research, or we need to say, we've made a lot of simple changes over time. So anytime you're an absolute kind of person, you're going to get in trouble. Plus, you're making promises. Okay. One my question mark. Okay. Can't say cure or prevent. Yes. Okay. All right. Keep going.
back a little bit.
What else?
All right.
It's not meant to fix any specific disease. Can't make medical claims. All right. What about income? Keep going, guys.
Hear anything?
Oh no, they're putting it into the chat. They're putting it in the
Oh, okay.
Okay, the FTC is the Federal Trade Commission. All right, so we have to think about our audience. If we're making claims, it needs to be something that actually would apply to them for sure, right? So we've got to kind of, what is the word? We've just got to be careful, but I'm gonna show you. So we had a national marketing director meeting yesterday. It's always been a thing that we know. We know that we can't just go out and say, Juice Plus cures cancer. We know at the beginning of the coronavirus, we should not say COVID, coronavirus, anything and having to do with Juice Plus, and we were really sticking to the immune system. And that's still the case. But people, I was there's a story Facebook group, and people were creating stories where it starts off, help protect against the virus. And those stories are like one by one. And by the 8th one, it's like, take Juice Plus. It's the same thing. You're trying to tie it to something that's happening where people are vulnerable. So we don't ever want to, go at people when they're vulnerable. That's what these different agencies are looking for. They want to be the protector of anyone who is taking advantage of people, which our company is pretty good about. Okay, we're not doing that too much, and we want to stick with that. That's the other thing I wanted to share with you is at the beginning at the network marketing event that Doug and I went to, where Eric Worre was talking to us. He's trying to make everybody not come across as sleazy, okay, in the network marketing business. So he's doing a really good job of setting people straight. He's like, okay, think about it. You want to just be really real with people and tell them the truth. He said, think about those commercials where they advertise a prescription and they list all these terrible things that can happen, but people still buy the prescription. Okay, so don't be afraid to just bring it down to a really real level with people. Okay, all right, here we go. So this is just a PowerPoint I put together today because we had an NMD call yesterday. I don't want to have to wait to tell you all this stuff, and they will come out with different things. We have the 8 rules, right, that we sign up for when we sign up to be a distributor. We watch the 8 rules and things like that. These are the different agencies that their job is to look on the internet and see if you're putting COVID out there. They're going to look at what else you're saying, okay? Or if you're making health claims. So just know that not all of these people love network marketing or direct selling. So they're going to be looking. So some of Ray Higgins' advice is what we've already said, which is, not corona, not virus even, all right? And this is not to say it's not the truth that we can help with these things with better nutrition, but we just have to, the truth doesn't matter is what Ray's saying. They are, looking, they're all about protecting the people, all right? and what their idea is of protecting the people. All right, so virus, corona, anything like that.
Point.
Then any health claims, when you say something like at this time, then everybody knows what at this time means, the world pandemic, right? So you want to just be careful of those types of things. He says they are operating on, we are here to protect the people and those people are bad. Okay, Ray Higdon's awesome. If you know him, you can listen to his podcast. He's just hilarious in the way he says things, but just so you have that context, they're looking out for the people. Okay, so this is Randy Matthews yesterday. He says, when sharing your personal story, it's important to remember that words matter. Positioning your story with words like improved or helped is best practice. Avoid using absolute terms like cured, prevented, stopped. Okay, I mean, it makes sense, doesn't it? We just have to be careful in our words. And I'm guilty of it. I know I say I no longer have allergies. But a lot of times I'll say I've made a lot of changes, and I'll say over time I no longer need because I've made all these changes, you know? So just know that you always want to add those extra things so that it takes the weight off of that statement that you made. Randy Matthews says, I've never had the flu is gold for regulators, all right? So things like that. I've never been sick since Juice Plus. Any nevers, be careful, okay? So he says, you know, Juice Plus, go back to the marketplace positioning of what we're all about. Juice Plus helps bridge the gap between the nutrition you consume and the nutrition you need. So it should be centered around that, okay? All right, so he says, instead of I no longer catch colds, I no longer have allergies, an improved version would be I have fewer colds. But then you don't overplay it again and again, say, I have fewer colds, I have fewer colds. You know, it, like a post, he gave an example where they said, I no longer have migraines. They said some other stuff that might have taken the weight off of that. But then at the end, they said, I no longer have migraines, you know. So, or I have fewer, sorry, I have fewer. Stick with the research too. The research is invaluable. I posted today my overview of 3 different Zooms of research. You guys can be, you know, just build your belief with those, and also the ones that are on the Freedom Revolution. We can say, if you flood your body with good nutrition, there's a good chance you'll get a good health result. You know, it's like you're not promising anything. You don't have to memorize these or anything, but just know that these are the types of things. And then we have a disclaimer slide that if you do a presentation, which I did put this in one of my presentations, and I thought, oh, that took extra time, so I took it back out. But I'll probably put it back in because this just helps to disclaim anything that may or may not have been said during that presentation that people might be upset about, or if the FTC is watching somehow. Because sometimes I go live publicly. So Juice Plus is not about treating or curing specific conditions or diseases. It's simply healthful plant-based nutrition, highly concentrated, to deliver a powerful nutrition punch supported by 20 years of independent clinical research. And at the bottom, your personal Juice Plus experience may vary. And for a long time, when I started with Juice Plus, we could only share the research. We could not really share our story. So we would say that a lot, you know, good nutrition is good for everyone. Your experience might be different than ours, so we don't make promises. We go to the research. The research shows, you know, your immune system is going to be better within 80 days. I'll say something like that, you know. Or, you know, any of the studies, okay? So then, you know, the other thing they're looking at is any lifestyle claims, any income claims, especially right now when people have lost their jobs. So people are vulnerable. You know, it's kind of like gouging during the hurricane. Somebody's selling a gallon of water for $5. That's gouging. That's taking advantage of vulnerable people. So they're on the lookout for, are we making, not just us, are any of the people on the internet hurting people by the promises that they're making. So this is from Randy Matthews. Anytime you see this type of slide, he says, the promotion of one's lifestyle has become the new income claim. The type of claim today is scrutinized just as heavily as income claims. When you make the claim that your Juice Plus business has afforded you to buy a new car, purchase a vacation home, retire your spouse, it's viewed as making an income claim, because not everyone will be able to do that. So you got to keep that in mind. So an absolute claim is my Juice Plus income paid for my child's education. Now it might have, but if you're putting it on social media, you're making a point that maybe that will do it for them too, and we can't promise that. Instead, you could say it helped pay for my child's education, or contributed. I like to say it contributed to our family's income, stuff like that. Okay. And even I'm trying to downplay my story more and more. I don't know if you saw the last Got Fruits and Veggies event. I sweeped over some of those things because I know right now it's different. Right now, during this time, there are watchdogs, and also we just want to be careful because people are in different stages right now. I'm doing this so my kids can have better educational opportunities. Use your why instead. Why are you working on this business instead of saying what it did do? Okay, so he says promote your why. I love that. Supplemental income to make ends meet. Say yes, so I can say yes more often to my kids. I can create a better life for my family. I want more time flexibility. So you're not saying you've already arrived and everybody else can arrive right there with you, okay? Here's some more words matter. You know, they're off residual income. So I need to really work on that slide tonight to get rid of that. And I've moved my bullet point list to supplemental income. And we can explain it. You know, it's supplemental income. And we may have even made the sale many years ago, but we have maintained and we've worked on that. They want us to show that we're working. We're not just sitting there creating income from nothing, okay? So unlimited income also makes it looks bad. Quit your day job. I mean, these people might have just lost their job. So if we say quit your day job or time freedom or, you know, lots of income, and, you know, those are over-promising. Here is the marketplace positioning. It's a part-time consumer to consumer. This is where our company really wants us to go, is that we are a consumer to consumer business model. We pay consumers of our products like yourself to share Juice Plus brands with other consumers. It's a low-cost way to earn supplemental income. I love that. And I could put this slide up in our little group, okay? There is also a disclaimer slide on thefreedomrevolution.com. And that says, you know, we don't make any income claims. It's not for everybody, but anybody can do it. The harder and smarter you work, the more you can earn, and that's the truth. So don't make it sound easy. It can be simple, but don't make it sound easy. All right, so here is what happened. They sent out 100 letters to different direct sellers, all right? And the company said, listen, we're not worried. They answered the letter. They answered the call out. And they said, we didn't think it was if we get a letter. They knew they were going to get a letter. With the growth that we had 7,000 new distributors or representatives or partners, whatever you want to call them, come on April, was it April? I think April 14th and 15th. Okay. So we just had a bunch of new people. And, you know, they said it's not if, it's when, because they are overreaching and they are being extra careful, all these watchdogs, okay? So here's a couple of things. All right, there was a Spanish language social media post saying, take care of your health, your body, avoid many diseases, many viruses, since this virus and many others are here to stay. Coronavirus, influenza, flu, we should nourish ourselves, our immune system, reinforce it with the best nutrition system in the world. Okay, so that was a very obvious claim, right? Then a social, now these are not all us, okay, that was some other company. A social media post that said, virus corona worried? I've been boosting my immune system for several years with high quality Plexus supplements. You can too. So you could just see that these are more out there, more selly, right? All right, so then there was a video promoting the Juice Plus company that said there are a lot of people out there who have lost income. You may want to build a side income, you know, make $500 a month, $1,000 a month or more. There's no ceiling. Okay, so they're promising no ceiling, and it's whatever you want it to be. What would you like this to do for you? So maybe it could cover a car payment, bills, whatever, enjoy more time and freedom. And this was okay before the coronavirus, the pandemic and all that. It's just, we're in a new stage, all right? So Ray Higdon's advice, you know, the watchdog is the guise of we need to protect our people, so we've got to be sensitive, all right? Especially when people have lost income. The 500 to 1,000, it's not saying you can replace it full-time, but it's insinuating it, he's saying. He looked at this particular claim. No ceiling, whatever you want it to be. Maybe they don't understand work is involved. So you can add on about the work that maybe would be involved. Maybe you could cover one of your bills like a car payment. So he was just, this is from a live he was doing. Financial freedom. You're now saying, look at me, and that's what I'm able to do. The post overall is saying anyone can do what I've done. I have achieved an exceptional result. So when it's an exceptional result, You don't want to focus on the exception. You want to focus on what people usually can do, which is to bring in supplemental income. All right. And you can mix it in that there's work involved, things like that. All right, let's see. I think that's good. All right, so this should be great for some discussion, right? And so I'm happy about it because I'm one of those watchdogs of our team saying, no, we can't do that. We've got to just be careful. We've got to be very credible, have integrity. Our company's always been about that. So we just want to be super careful. And so who wants to talk first about that? Make some comments. Am I alone here? Come on.
I'll go first.
Okay, go ahead, Elena.
And I totally have my computer going and my cell phone going because I'm nursing the baby. But I would love to say, and I'm sure many of you can relate, you may have received in your time sharing this opportunity, working this business, backlash. Like, oh, how did you get yourself into a direct sales, multi-level marketing, blah, 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 right? I can't tell you how many times I have received backlash like that from other military wives, and it's tough, but I feel like the reason that we may receive that backlash is because there are so many companies. I mean, Sharon, you did a beautiful job just now showing posts that have been put out there, not giving good representation of, companies' integrity. And so as annoying as all of this is, because I'm sure I'm not the only person feeling or thinking that, it's so important. It is so important to really try our best to stick to these guidelines, especially nowadays more than ever, because we all have a platform we can stand on if we want, whether that's Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We have a platform. We can put our voice out there and not even show our face. So it's very important to follow these guidelines for the sake of what our incredible company Juice Plus is doing for us, even if it is, agitating sometimes.
Right. Well, that's the thing.
I hope that helps.
The company, when they do give us these rules or guidelines, they want this to be around for your children and your grandchildren. They're looking at a stable and lasting business to help as many of us to build our dreams. So if somebody's going off half-cocked, they're messing with our dreams. So we should all be indignant when we see those posts. They're like, don't post that, So a little bit, we can kind of be our own watchdogs with people, out there on the internet too. What else? I'm like, why does he keep coming? I keep feeling like I'm going to get in trouble here.
No, my computer crashed, and I wanted to say something, so I ran in here.
Excellent. You can sit out here.
I know.
My computer's better than yours.
Well, she was doing a presentation, so I didn't want to interrupt her. But I was going to say, all these claims, the things that get us into trouble, the interesting thing is, first of all, we shouldn't really say them because they're not completely true sometimes, or they are overreaching a little bit right now, I think. Yeah. But here's the thing. It's not even necessary. Like, let's say Sharon doesn't have allergies anymore. I think it's like psychological for Sharon to talk to somebody about Juice Plus. Well, it's fruits and vegetables in a capsule. And I don't have allergies anymore. Well, that person probably doesn't even have allergies. It isn't the reason why you're selling Juice Plus. It doesn't get you the sale. It just makes you feel a little bit more confident for some reason, because everybody knows they need fruits and vegetables. I mean, and that's it. So the people that are making these claims, it's not like the ones that are like doing the best in the business, and then everybody else that's not making the claims is doing horrible. No, there's no reason why we have to complicate it. Just say it's fruits and vegetables. And if they're like, oh, I already eat well, it's like, well, and you can educate them about the food supply, but you don't need to ever go on and say, well, Juice Plus made me lose weight and Juice Plus made this. It's like, it's not going to get you the sale. And if it does, it's like a short-term sale. It's not like solid, Right.
So if I start, preach, Dougie.
I'm going back to my cave.
Go back to your cave. But you can come back if you're, what kind of computer is that?
Oh, PC.
A PC, yeah. After all these years of him saying to get a Mac. I mean, really. Anyway, if your PC decides to not work, come back. Yeah, so, you know, it's not going to attract everybody if I talk about my allergies anyway, you know? But if I do want to talk about my allergies, I need to list other lifestyle changes. I look like a commercial. Okay, so anyway, what else? Melissa, do you want to comment on all that?
No, I was just thinking what Doug had said about the fact that, you know, everybody thinks that they eat enough fruits and vegetables. And that for me is a real stopper, because a lot of the time, because, you know, I can't, it's like delving into their private life and saying, no, you don't eat enough fruits and vegetables. And they get offended by that, you know. So it's finding the right words and obviously the right things to say, well, without being offensive.
You agree with them, but you take it to the general population. So it's, right. I know how you feel. Many people have felt the same way. I even felt the same way. I mean, not me personally, but you know, it's feel, felt, found. I know how you feel. Many people have felt the same way. What they found though, and what I've discovered after learning, is that rarely is anybody getting vine ripened, which means at the peak of ripeness, they just picked it off the vine. You know, the variety, the dark, dense colors, stuff like that. Oh no, I'm signed out of my thing. Anyway, so, okay, who else?
Sharon?
Yes.
One of the things that I was trying to do when someone asks about, you know, how much money can I make, or, you know, what do we get paid, anything like that early on with a new person. Of course, this is in person, not something that I would like post or something, but I just have been telling people, work like you want to get paid. If you're not worried about making a lot of money and you just want to pay for your product, you can do that. You don't have to work as hard. But if you want to make more, then you work harder. It does take hard work if you want to make more. And so I just always tell them, work like you want to get paid.
And it's worth it.
Yeah.
You could say, you know, you're building something for the future. It's totally worth it. Kelly?
I just want to say how grateful I am for the longer I'm in this company, especially for those that are new. I had never done a home-based business until this, until being with Juice Plus. And I'm just so grateful. The more I just learn about our company, the more I see the integrity and the heart and how set apart and unique we are, not only with the product, but even the marketing plan, and how they really have our best interest in mind. And I have a friend that does jewelry and she does really well. But they're very business focused, because that's how their marketing plan is recruit. And every time she posts, she always posts also her income claim. Like, she posts the income claim link to all her posts. And I'm grateful. I'm just so grateful that what we do is so unique and different. So I don't know, that just kind of came to mind as we were talking about this, that what we have is a very necessary product. And the way we do business and our marketing plan, it's just, the more I learn, the more I'm just blown away and proud.
Yeah. I wanted to jump in where Leslie just asked a question. Is it wrong to talk about the food pyramid and how, you know, fruits and veggies should be a bigger portion? And that relates, you look at somebody who, like, even somebody like Gwen, who has a great story, and Juice Plus has played a large role in her dealing with MS, and she's a leader in educating people in the MS community about fruits and vegetables. So yes, it's okay to talk about fruits, and you should eat more fruits and veggies. So even Gwen, when she educates people, she shouldn't say Juice Plus will help your MS. What she should say is fruits and vegetables, and we can all say this, will help you no matter what. And the cool thing is, we eat as much as we can in my house, but we've also found this way to bridge the gap to get even more nutrition from fruits and vegetables into our bodies, and let the people connect the dots. If Gwen's talking to people with MS, they're going to say, oh my gosh, I can get more fruits and vegetables. That's good. You don't have to connect the dot for them. You don't have to say, you know, if we know that eating a diet that's whole food based is going to help you with blood pressure and cholesterol, then we don't have to say Juice Plus is going to lower my blood pressure and cholesterol. We can say I'm eating as much fruits because we all are, right? All of us, we got in this community. Is there anybody on here that just takes Juice Plus and then goes to McDonald's and eats fast food all day? No, none of us do, right? So we're all actually, all the changes that we're seeing, it is because of Juice Plus and other things, you know, and we don't know how much of the other thing it is. So I think it's important to let people connect the dots themselves and just teach about fruits and vegetables. That's our mission.
So ask questions, you guys.
Sandy.
No, Sandy's funny.
I don't believe it. You are feeding him stuff off the Tower Garden. He was a good man. Come on.
Yes, but when I'm not looking, he goes out to lunch. Like Sebastian is, you know, he's right here. He can vouch. He said today he forgot his shake. He said, I'm going to Arby's. I said, oh, so embarrassing.
Yeah, well, you know, I got some stories about me too, but we're not going to be telling stories about Doug today. So obviously, I'd be a little more fit if I didn't have my little special side trips. I do so, but certainly not Arby's. So you tell Hugh he better cut that out.
Well, Doug, we used to go from Plantation to Coral Springs, moving here, and I would stop at Arby's, and that was 3 years into the business. So
wow, I didn't even know that.
Yeah. You know, we're not perfect. And so, you know, we can also share that. We're not perfect. We lean on this as a tool to get concentrated nutrition every day, you know?
And that's and think about it, guys. If Sharon was all about allergies, she would eliminate all possible people she could share Juice Plus with in the world, except for allergy people. And Gwen, the same thing with MS, you know what I mean? So it's like, don't pigeonhole yourself. Make it where everybody needs fruits and vegetables, and
So,
then just share that information.
Diane, I saw your comment that, you know, you need guidelines and everybody feels like they need guidelines, but I think the company doesn't want you to feel handcuffed. They understand that the watchdog is overreaching. They just want you to be careful. That's all. I don't think we're making any wild income claims or product claims. But, you know, there's going to be one here and there, and that's what they find. So you just want to be careful, and you want to be able to teach your team.
You know, I would just want to make a quick point. You know, I think it's great that we have something to offer that people can take in addition to. So a lot of people are very hesitant to stop eating the fast foods, to stop eating their favorite little snack. But if we can at least make this change and say, hey, look, I'm not telling you to stop any of those things, but let's add this. Let's add something better. It changes their mindset, because a lot of times when I'm talking to patients, you know, they're thinking, oh gosh, I got to give up my bagel and lox. I got to give up this and that. And I'm like, no, I mean, we'd love you to, but let's start here. And they're a lot more open to that.
Right. And so we're always focused on simple changes. This is one of your first changes. Let's see how this goes, you know, we'll go to the next. Okay. So have we beat this like a dead horse? Does somebody have a thing that they wish they could say right now? Say it now. We're going to move on. Okay, so Patricia did put something in there. What do you do when people say we are taking vitamins? I don't want to be the only person speaking. Go ahead, somebody. Kristen Winters. While she's chewing her food. Good that you're having lunch while we're learning. That's what we want. Can't hear you. Oh, you don't have your, don't worry about it. All right, who feels sorry for Kristen right now because I called her out? Sandy? She's protective.
I'm protective. So what do I say when people say they're taking vitamins already? I mean, one of the questions that I learned is to ask questions. So I would say, why are you taking a vitamin? So maybe they'll say, I don't know, we can do your favorite, your role playing. You want to say, why do you take a vitamin, Sharon?
Okay, I'm the person, the prospect?
Yeah.
Oh, do I take a
So
vitamin?
you're taking a multivitamin, you told me.
I don't know.
Yeah, so why do you feel like you need to take a vitamin?
Oh, because I know I don't eat that great, so I'm so tired, I take a vitamin. You know, I don't know if it's helping. I grew up taking vitamins.
Oh my gosh, I can totally relate. I felt the same way too. I mean, I grew up eating Flintstones vitamins. But what I didn't know before is that if you actually eat the right foods, all the food that you could eat actually has the vitamins and minerals that you need. So if you wouldn't eat
Sandy?
30 fruits and vegetables,
No.
no.
Does anybody hear Sandy?
So I agree. I mean, I felt the same way too. I'm walking back inside.
Sorry, Sandy.
Hey, Sharon, you want me to chime in?
Yes. Thank you, Stacy.
So if somebody says, well, I already take a vitamin, then just like Sandy, I say, okay, tell me, why are you taking that vitamin? Why did you pick that one? And then let them talk. What changes have you seen since you've started taking that vitamin? And then I will say, if you could get nutrients from a food source versus an isolated chemical source like you are in that vitamin, would you rather get it from food? And they always say yes. And I'll say, okay, that's what Juice Plus is. It is not an isolated vitamin. Let me share with you what the difference is. And then I go into that side of it.
I do that as well, and sometimes I'll even ask people what they're taking the vitamin for. Half the time they don't even know, honestly.
That's so good, Garrett and Stacy. But yeah, I would have thought of that. What are you taking it for?
Some people just say, oh, someone recommended it, you know.
Yeah, they don't really know. That's our job. Our job is to educate them. Our job is to invite them to educate, sell them on education. We're not selling them on Juice Plus, we're selling them on education. Well, you know, say, do you mind if I share with you what the difference is, you know, or invite them to an event where they explain it even. So that's good. What else? Stacy is the verbiage queen.
So
the other thing is you don't need to take away their vitamins. You know, if they love their vitamins, some people do. Say, you know what, that's fine. You could take your vitamin, but I would go ahead and bridge the fruit and vegetable gap with Juice Plus. What were you gonna say, Grit?
I just saw on one of the Juice Plus Facebook pages last night, somebody was asking about, somebody recommended, I was talking to someone trying to sell them on the Juice Plus, and they are taking this product from Amazon. And so I clicked on the link to look at what this product was, because they said it was a whole food product, and it's like 15 or 16 of the products, of the things in the product, were extracts. So I explained to her the difference between an extract and the whole food. So which was eye-opening for her, but a lot of people don't know how to disseminate a lot of those labels. So but there's a big difference between extracting something out of it versus using the whole thing, where we pulverize and take everything. And plus, you don't even know what part they're extracting too. So there's a lot of questions when it comes to those types of things.
Right. That's why we have our checks and balances with the research and NSF too. And hardly anybody has that, plus the food label. Those three things are what makes Juice Plus different. Okay.
So Garrett, Sharon, I had a question actually. So like you had said, we don't want to discourage them from taking something they really, they love. It's like, oh, it's whole food from Sprouts, but it's a multivitamin. Can I do both? And I just tell them whatever you see fit. 9 out of 10 times, they always come back to me and ask, okay, I just started to notice my pee is glowing. So I kind of get stuck, and try to say, again, not discouraging them from taking their vitamin, but tell me if I'm wrong or if there's a better way of saying this, but I say, yeah, I think that might be because your body is excreting what it doesn't need, which might be coming from those isolated supplements, and it's actually absorbing the whole food. So I don't know.
They don't notice until they start taking Juice Plus that their vitamin is
right? Yeah.
Never heard of that.
So I don't know.
Yeah, it's isolated vitamins that does that. I've never seen, or I've never.
I would challenge somebody whose urine is glowing from Juice Plus. They're still taking their vitamin.
Yeah.
There's no way.
She's saying they are. But
Exactly.
Oh, okay,
they
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
notice till they started taking juice. I don't know.
Oh, that's weird. Yeah.
Or maybe
Okay.
they're becoming dehydrated. They need to drink lots of water. You know?
Yeah. Good, guys. Thank you.
But yeah, just reassure them. They're just asking questions. They're not trying to attack what you know and love, you know, when they ask those kinds of questions. All right, anybody else on this
Good
subject?
stuff.
I know. Okay,
We
well,
just have to be careful. And you guys that are on here, you guys are the ones that are, no matter where you are in the business, you are a leader because you're seeking knowledge and you're here. So it's important to just keep an eye, you know, be a friend, even, you know, to each other. As you see people make posts where it's like, it's a little cringy, you know, just let them know, hey, I think, you know, be careful on that. You know, if they're on your team, you know, have a gentle conversation. We're streaming this, right, Sharon? Yeah, we're live on Facebook. So there's going to be something that you can always search for this video in the group and find it. We'll rename the video to make sure it's clear, and you can point people back to it. I think it was a really good discussion, but it's going to be ongoing. And what we've seen is that they're kind of changing the rules as they go, and they're clamping down tighter and tighter, and they probably think they're helping people. You know, that people, you know, they think they're helping. The government thinks they're helping people, but you know, in reality, it seems a little unfair. We can get mad or whatever, but we can also just make sure that we're being as ethical as possible. You know.
yeah, that's not going to stop any of us, right? I mean, it should empower us even more. We have an awesome message to share. We just got to share it in a very, in a way of integrity and credibility. All right. Should we move to DMO now? So tell us, maybe a few people, just tell us what you're working on. If you actively are working the business, tell us how you're doing it, just so other people can hear, you know, do you have a list going? Are you inviting for a specific event right now? Are you planning an event? Like, what are you doing right now to move your business forward? And that will help other people. And we're all about helping, so go ahead. Jennifer?
I love to use Teamsy because I like electronic DMO and it keeps me organized and allows me to be able to access the information on my phone. And then right now I'm inviting to the summer series with Winter Vinecki. That's Thursday. And then there's an inflammation event we're doing from some folks in Salt Lake City, and that's Saturday.
Can you invite us to that?
Yeah, the inflammation one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
put that out there.
The Winter Vinecki flyer is in the pinned post, the announcements, and also on Boxer. But she's awesome. Winter Vinecki, we love her.
The one on Saturday is Dr. Rachel Smart.
Oh, we love her too. She's in my mastermind. She's very good. Okay,
so,
great.
Sharon,
yeah.
I've started doing the summer splash that Stacy is running, and the first week I missed being the top point earner because I am so competitive by 3 points. But what this is doing is causing me to realize how inconsistent I was before. And now that I'm off totally from teaching school, this is really keeping me focused, and I'm already seeing results from it. But my goal is to be USSC, and I've already had a conference with Stacy over and over again. She probably thinks I'm nuts because I keep having to talk to her about it, but we think that is possible to achieve by October, and that's my goal.
That's fantastic.
So you have to stay focused every day.
Very good. If you guys have questions of Darby or Jennifer after they've said something, you can ask them or you can contribute.
I just wanted to say that what I'm working on is my Hispanic side, based on the fact that, you know, Juice Plus is now going into Mexico and the Hispanic market is massive. So I'm working with Nicole too. She's amazing and she does quite a few events during the week, and I'm wanting to get more involved with her. So I'm going to be doing some stuff with her too. And then I'm doing all the, you know, the training as well for the Hispanic market too.
So are you, how are you going to approach people in Mexico? Have you figured that out?
No. But what they say is obviously you need to grow your market here first. And there's a huge Hispanic market here. And, you know, especially here in California, most Latinos are from Mexico and they have family in Mexico. So it's filtering it through them. Obviously, it's starting from here. You know, once you grow your business here, then it's easier, you know, to move into other countries and stuff too. So.
And you and her do like presentations in Spanish, right?
Well, I have done, yeah, and I've done them before with Julie too, and with Adriana in Florida. I don't know if you know her.
Yes,
Anyway,
yes.
so yeah, we did that, but a long time ago. But yeah, so Nicole's really, she's amazing. So I'm kind of like tagging on to her, and she's pushing me and helping me. So she wants me to do some stuff with her too. So that's great.
Okay, all right. So that's what you're focused on.
Yeah, but I do general market too. I mean, you know, I do both. Try and do both.
All right, who's got an active list happening? Anybody? I think Darby's nodding. Doug? I think people getting on the Blitz in the morning have an active list. Jennifer Crispin, Martinson.
Sharon, do you think it'd be helpful to just share like how, like to share my little list real quick?
Sure.
So they can see an option. Oh, you gotta let me share.
Oh, I have you as a co-host.
I logged back in as me because I turned my computer off.
Oh.
There we go. Okay, so one thing I'm working on, and this is a real quick tip, when you're on your desktop on Facebook, you know how you kind of see the same people over and over again? And it's like you feel like you're seeing 20 people? Well, you can go to your news feed right here, and the 3 dots to the right of that, you could choose to see, instead of top stories, you can see most recent. So now it gives you your most recent posts from your friends rather than what they think you should be seeing. So everything's an ad on mine. So there, I mean, I usually don't see the Florida gardening friends, but that just reminds me of that. Everybody catch that? So that's,
well, yeah, when you do that, sometimes all your groups come up too.
yeah, your groups come up too, but it gives me different people to think about rather than only seeing Sharon's post over and over. Okay, but what we were saying is, some people aren't on Teamsy, or here's my version. I was on Teamsy for a long time, so I just use a spreadsheet, and so I have some notes. I don't do that much notes, but I have people, and I have a list they're on. Warm means I have a good conversation going. Hot means I'm sending them info currently and have a conversation going. And that way I just know who I'm talking to. I might put their Facebook link so I can just go quickly to their page and see what they're up to and just remember, you know, what's going on in their life. So a simple spreadsheet that you just create, either in Excel. I have phone numbers, where I know them from. Then I have other tags, like maybe they're on my dream team. I really want Mark on my team, or Adriana Ryan. She's the one that invented that toothpaste. If you are ugly brand toothpaste. But yeah, so just using a simple spreadsheet and recording who you're talking to. And you can even figure out, if you search for it, you can figure out how to download all of your Facebook contacts, and then you'd be able to put them in the spreadsheet. Then you have all your friends already in there. But you could just start by typing a list, because I know some people will just have a notepad and write down who they're talking to. But I like doing it on a spreadsheet, just like some people like doing it on Teamsy. I don't know if that's helpful or not.
Yeah. Diane asked, how do you see most recent on the phone? It's on this menu, and you could see, I think, most recent. Okay, it's like, how many down? Like just a couple down. So you can click on that instead of what they generate as your newsfeed. I'm sorry, I interrupted somebody. Who was that?
Me. With Doug, I just have a couple of questions on your spreadsheet. Do you have do you put what dates you contact them, and then when you will be following up with them?
No, it's, in my opinion, we were talking about this on the thing this morning. I just don't want that kind of stress in my life of like having that, when do I need to follow up and whatnot. I mean, I feel like the conversations that are active are really easy to see in my messenger, because I'm not usually talking on the phone with people. I'm doing a lot of messenger and things like that. And if they're on my hot list, I don't let the hot list get very, very big. You saw on that hot list, I only had like 3 people. And when we were on the Blitz call this morning, I even demoted one guy down to warm, because if he's not saying yes and accepting more and more education or buying something, I'm just going to put him back down to warm. And then my warm list, I don't want too big either. These are the people that I'm really talking to in a lot of conversation. And then I have a lot of cold. And then there's thousands of people on my list that have no marketing at all. Cold are just the people that I think I should talk to, because they're kind of in my sphere of hanging out with or seeing a lot of them, high school friends, people that would be really easy to talk to. So yeah, and that's just personal opinion, that I don't want to, I think I'm doing this full time too. I think some people who are working might need that reminder of like, these are the 5 people I should talk to today, or, oh yeah, I was supposed to call this person back. But for me, I'd rather just kind of keep on top of my list.
So you don't have a certain amount of people. I'm just basing it on my trainings as Ray Higdon. You don't have a set amount of people that you reach out to on a daily basis. Say it's 3, 5, 10, whatever. You just don't. You just go with the flow.
Well, I don't count them, but I've been doing those morning blitzes, so that means I'm trying to start.
Okay.
A certain number of conversations. I think for me, it depends how active you are in the business, and it depends where you are in the business too. Like Sharon and I, we have all of you guys plus 700 more people to kind of reach out to a lot of team and coach people on how to coach their team and then their team, you know what I mean? But somebody that's been doing this for a month or 2, they might not even have any direct team members. If I was brand new, I'd be reaching out to, 10, 20 people a day. But I've also found that if you're doing engaging messages and not spamming people, if you were to reach out to, let's say you only reach out to 5 people a day and it's a conversation. It's not a, hey, there's a beauty event tonight. You want to come? Can I send you a poster? Well, you could send out 500 of those and you're going to get 5 responses and it'll be great. But if you're engaging in a conversation and having a relationship with people, and I do 5 yesterday and 5 today, well, now I already have 10 conversations going. What if I do 5? If I do only 5 a day, 5 days a week, now I have 25 conversations that are going on. My philosophy is to go deeper with less people. And I love Ray Higdon, and Ray Higdon doesn't, I'm sure he understands our Juice Plus community, but I don't think he fully realizes how relational we really are sometimes in our community and our approach, especially on our particular team, to establishing relationships. And I feel like it's really relationship marketing, what we do. Whereas, we've been to, I've been in Ray's group. We've gone to the GoPro event in Las Vegas. I understand how some of the other companies work and how, you can buy a mailing list of 10,000 people and really like hit it hard. But that's just not our approach. So I don't know if that even really answers your question. But in my mind, I have targets that I want to talk to people each day. And if I'm doing a blitz, I typically do 5 people with interaction during that half hour. But a new person, I would say, don't even have the interaction, just blitz a lot of people of conversations.
Hey, Doug, can I?
It's good to have, 50 to 100 conversations going on, that you're not hammering them though, that you're just giving them a little bit here and there, like a little trail of snacks, okay? So you're just, that's a new thing I just made up.
Yeah, I like it. Listen.
Follow the trail, people. It leads to greatness. But yeah, give them the little bits, okay? The little crumbs so they follow along. We're supposed to be like, come on along, you know, come join us. We got some really awesome things happening here.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I remember the Go for No stage we went through like probably like 7 or 8 years ago. I just don't subscribe to the Go for No philosophy anymore. Like, I'm not going for a no. I mean, that guy Mark that I demoted down to a warm, he's been warm for years and then hot for about a year, no, maybe 3 months, and now he's back to warm. You know what? My goal is before I die, he's going to order Juice Plus. And I'm going to keep that conversation going.
Okay, somebody wanted to add something. Was it Elena or Kelly? You guys sound alike, but Elena has her hand raised, so I'm gonna go.
It was Elena. Hi. So I just wanted to add into that, and then how some of you were talking about Teamsy. So if you listen to the Monday, what day is it? I don't even know anymore. If you listen to the Monday Lunch and Learn, I had mentioned I am now going full-time with Juice Plus as a stay-at-home working mom. And so I came from a sales background, but never really felt like a salesy person. And I've always been more of relationship. So I'm good with having a conversation that, you know, is going to take a while to get that sale. Sometimes it doesn't. But for me, and maybe this could help somebody else in here, I immediately jumped into Teamsy. I uploaded all my Facebook contacts and I would go to my Instagram because I love to post stories. And I was noticing, even when I was working my corporate job, but I didn't have the time, now I do, I was noticing I'd probably get anywhere between 100 and 130 views every single day on my stories, but I was maybe talking to 2 of those people a day. So what I've been trying to do with my Teamsy and Text Blitz is just find something generic, but really like easy and authentic to start up a conversation. Because I was noticing a lot of these people in that 100 to 130 viewers, they were either canceled customers or a customer I remember that really liked their Juice Plus, but I wasn't doing that. I haven't been doing that great of job to really like engage and keep their experience super awesome to, you know, help them become a raving fan and hopefully a team member someday. So for me, it works best late at night when my baby is down for the evening. But I would pull up the views, look at everybody that's viewing, and I would just start off with maybe 20 people. I'm really trying to get to the next level right now. I'm a sales coordinator after 6 years. I've been kind of here for a little while, so I'm trying to get to that next level. So sometimes I'll do 30 and just get back to them when I can, whether it's the next day or honestly the day after. But the conversation will be like, hey, I've noticed you have been coming through my feed a lot. How have you been? I've missed talking to you. And it has generated so many conversations. I'm like, I can't keep up. But I have my Teamsy pulled up at the same time so that I can rank them based on how the conversation's going that next day or the day after. And just keep notes about like, okay, hey, they mentioned something like, I've been loving everything you're doing with your baby and nutrition. And I think it's so awesome. You keep posting about recipes and breastfeeding, or somebody said something the other day about Tower Gardens. I love that tower thing you have going on. So I'll create a tag in Teamsy to make sure I think of them specifically when a Tower Garden event comes up or a mommy and me type event comes up. So that's just something that's been helping me really reach, because that's 130 people every day viewing my stories, and I was barely talking to any of them. So I love using a customer relations management system. Teamsy has been so far really great for me this week, and I'm just trying to pour into it a little bit every single day, even if it's only 30 minutes.
So she's just trying to capture what she's done and bring it closer to her, you know, by having those harder conversations. Good job, Elena. Okay, well, we got to call it quits sometime. So I know there's probably a lot more to say, and we can even go with DMO
Yes.
even more next time, okay? So what day is today? Wednesday? We have Bella who's sharing her story on Friday. Don't miss it.
So guys, 8 a.m. Friday morning, 8 a.m. If you want to try out a message blitz, we do one at 8. We do one at 8:30. Same number, same password. no talking, just say hello to each other and say, okay, I'm going to meet you guys. And we get to work. And then at the end, we tell stories of what awesome stuff happened. And it's just fun. If you want a place to meet up to work, 8 a.m. Eastern, Friday.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's like an infomercial.
Tonight we have 2 events back to back. You can always get people on the beauty one and say, oh, you like that? Bring your spouse on the next one. 8:30 and 10. All right, check the announcements. Have a good day, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Great day. Oh, hi, cutie.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
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 Oh, bye-bye. Cute. Okay, so who's your aunt, Heather?
My aunt is Leslie.
All right, so I'm going to say goodbye to everybody else. We're going to meet with Leslie and Heather and Kelly. And Doug. Oh, Doug already signed off. He's coming, trust me. He's yelling in the other room. All right, so everybody else, goodbye. I'm going to see.
Hey, Sharon, can you make me a co-host, please?
Yes.
Oh, I was going to do that.
No, I'm working on it. Okay, let's see. Hold on.
Stop your live stream.
Oh.
We did that once before.
Last time we did that.
We have like personal counseling session. It's streaming on Facebook.
Okay, we have everybody we need to have, right? Because I was removing people. I don't know if they see. Sharon removed you or not. But anyway. Oh, and I'm recording.